What's up, guys? Welcome to Star Wars Timeline. My name is Ben. Today's video is about the petition for the Sword of the Jedi. Now, you might have questions. Ben, what is this Sword of the Jedi trilogy? Why should I sign this petition? And how does my voice even matter in this? Well, I'm going to answer all of these questions. I'm going to give you the full breakdown. Trust me, guys, whether you're new Star Wars readers or you have been reading Star Wars Legends for ages, it's going to be all clear to you very soon. As always, thank you so much for supporting my channel, giving me your likes, giving kind comments in my videos. I really appreciate our thriving community. Anyway, without further ado, let's dive right into it. So we know that Star Wars has a very rich 40-plus year publishing history, right? Those books are now called Legends, and from 2014, Disney basically rearranged, relaunched it into a new canon, and the two are basically separate entities. And there were prominent authors throughout the Star Wars expanded universe, like Timothy Zahn, who was one of the first there, Alan Dean Foster, who have created characters that became, their legacy translated through the entire 40-year rich history of Star Wars. For example, Kevin J. Anderson talked about Luke Skywalker and his Jedi Academy on Yavin 4. Timothy Zahn was responsible for creating Leia and Han Solo's Jedi twins, Jason and Jaina Solo. Obviously, later on, they have another child called Anakin Solo, and so forth. You get the idea, right? And also, we had some very epic book series, like, for example, The New Jedi Order, something that I and Megan Mech Reviews are talking about, an epic 19-book series talking about the next generation of the Jedi. Luke, Han, Leia, and Lando are still there, but there's a slew of new entirely created characters, like the most popular ones, like Jason and Jaina Solo, the twins of Han and Leia's marriage. And later on, we got other series like Fate of the Jedi and Legacy of the Fourth. Anyways, the long story short, it all came to a conclusion in 2014, and no books were to be made. However, there were plenty of projects that were set in motion before that time, plenty of things that we were looking forward to, when suddenly Disney decided not to pursue it, and they decided to go and reboot the whole Star Wars canon as far as the literature and all the expanded materials go. Now, the last series that we got was a 9-book series called The Fate of the Jedi. It was published from 2009 to 2012, and it featured 3 prominent authors, Arn Alsen, Christie Golden, and Troy Denning. All of these authors, I really enjoy their writing, and I always try to talk about their books. They're really fabulous. Anyway, the Sword of the Jedi trilogy was supposed to be a continuation that is after this 9-book series, and it was supposed to be written by Christie Golden. My assumption is we don't know a lot of information about this. There's very limited stuff on Wikipedia, but we know that Christie Golden, she was supposed to launch this with a new trilogy, and perhaps there would be more books coming out later on. Who knew, right? Before 2012, nobody knew that we're going to have Star Wars changing hands from George Lucas to Disney. And this proposed new trilogy was supposed to feature some of the more popular characters from the Fate of the Jedi series. Obviously, Jaina Solo herself, who is to be called the Sword of the Jedi, and the trilogy was supposed to allegedly follow her adventures, but would get popular characters like Jagged Fell, Tahiri Vela, Ben Skywalker, the son of Luke Skywalker, and Alana Solo, the granddaughter of Han and Leia Solo. Again, for those of you who have been reading Expanded Universe, these characters might be very familiar. If you're not, if you're new readers, trust an opinion of one devoted Star Wars fan. Those were excellent characters. There were a lot of rich and exciting stories there. And I think even if you're new to Star Wars literature, you would dig in and you would find a treasure trove of excellent storytelling. Your next question may be, why even sign this petition? I mean, you could be a skeptic and say they generally don't work. Nobody really listens to them. You think Del Rey or Lucasfilm is going to listen to this one petition and change their minds? Well, you're right. They generally don't achieve the success or its ultimate goal. But there's a couple of things, a couple of items there that I want to bring to your attention. Number one, look, it's worth a shot. It's just 2 minutes of your time. You go to this petition, you drop your name under it and say, yes, I would be possibly interested in this trilogy if indeed you guys decide to do it. Because it is within the realm of possibility. They have created a completely non-canon Star Wars Visions anime show, right, that anthology, and a lot of fans responded positively to it. There's something to it as one anchor we already have, which doesn't exist within Star Wars canon. The next item is, look, sharing on social media helps a lot. for the other influencers like on Twitter and Facebook and TikTok who might take notice and say, oh, all right, I have some kind of connection to the, let's say, Lucasfilm, or I know somebody personally from Del Rey, or I have a huge mega super channel like Star Wars Theory, and I just saw this petition. I kind of like it. Let me take it and, reintroduce it in my video, and maybe millions of fans get to see it. The same exact thing happened actually to my previous petition, which I started a year ago. Kevin J. Anderson Young Jedi Knight series, just literally this week, Eckhart's Ladder, one of the bigger and cooler Star Wars YouTube channels, which I really admire him. I love what he's doing. He has such a level-headed, positive voice in Star Wars fandom, and he's very honest. He's like, hey, look, guys, I think Disney's wrong in not tapping into this vast, vast pool of treasure trove of stories of Star Wars legends. Here's a petition. I think it's the right direction to go. It felt so good, not for me personally, not for the shout out. I'm not looking for extra attraction for my channel. I literally threw this petition together so you guys could go and say, you know what, let me chip in. Let me put $2 in, even if I don't have any spare change. Let me just put my name under it, share it with my friends, and let Del Rey and Disney know that, hey, I am interested in this. If indeed somebody gets to look at it, I was partially involved with this. I imagine it's probably a good feeling to have, right? Being a part of a whole, friends joining together, EU fans around the world, uniting for a common cause. And you might ask, well, how can I personally help? What can I do? So I just go click on this link and I just sign my name. That's it. Well, that's not the end of the story. To be honest with you guys, my previous experience starting petitions, it's kind of heavy lifting. It's tough, especially when I do it on my own. Despite having a small YouTube channel, despite having a Facebook group, Star Wars Timeline, we have like 5,000 followers there. Unless I share it on other groups, unless I involve other people, it virtually gets no traction. So a little bit more involvement would probably help out a great deal. So what can you personally do? For example, we set a goal. For example, when I started this petition, it automatically tells you when you reach 1,500 supporters, there's chances are that local news, either blogs or television channels, they might actually pick up on the story. They actually start trafficking this information and they're saying, hey, let's talk about this. Maybe more Star Wars audience will be interested in this. So they pick up the story. Also, when you achieve a much larger goal, let's say like 200,000 followers, 300,000 followers, a lot of people in the media take notice. And it's inescapably gets into the right channels. And rest assured, people at Del Rey, people at Disney Books Publishing, they get to notice these things and like, oh man, okay, all right, at least this is happening. Maybe it's something to put a little bookmark there and consider for the future. Maybe not now, but who knows, eventually it becomes a possibility. Also, what you can do is, beyond just signing this petition, you could take the link and you could share on Del Rey and Disney Books social media platforms, on Facebook, hashtag them on Twitter and so forth. Bring it to their attention that like, hey, I'm an individual person. I have nothing to do with this petition. I just signed, but I think it's important, and I'm also sharing it from my social media. I'm letting you guys know, I'm signaling to you that I'm interested. And if many people start doing it, you start building an echo chamber. There's a bunch of fans who start saying, hey, we're all united in this. We're all together. We're all coming from every angle to Del Rey, and we're telling you guys we're interested in Sword of the Jedi trilogy. We really want it to happen. Once again, it's 2 minutes of your time. If you spend a lot of timing on your phone, in social media, just share the link. It doesn't take that much. And I think at the end of the day, the most exciting and the most interesting prospect here, even if we don't get far with this goal, even if we get like only 1,000 signatures, that's it. It sort of feels good and rewarding for Star Wars fandom to unite behind something and have a positive voice and share in something that we can support. There's just so much bickering going on YouTube, on Twitter. I am partially to blame, guys. I'm no better than anyone. I get emotional sometimes. I get involved in these Twitter wars that I have no business of doing. I'm just a human being, right? That's what I do. It really felt good creating this for you guys. It took me, half a day to create this nice, I hope, cool-looking banner. I wrote a text that is diplomatic, that has a positive tone to it, and it's letting know Del Rey and Disney Publishing that, hey, I would like this to happen. I hope other fans pick this up. And I hope that it also gives you a good feeling. Once again, keep in mind, keep a positive, aspect of this. Always approach Del Rey and Disney from a positive angle, because when you start shouting out there, calling out names, being derogatory to fans who enjoy new Star Wars content like I am. I'm a diehard old school Star Wars fan, and I love the heck out of the new books. If you start coming out with the negativity, guys, nobody's going to listen to you. They constantly block you out, and they, shout out all the people who try to come angry. So be positive about it. It's going to make you feel good. Tell your friends about it. Hey, like, look, this dude threw a little petition here. Whatever, let me sign it. Who knows? Maybe things will happen. And I've noticed before that, not necessarily in the Star Wars fandom, but in other change.org site petitions, when they really, really snowball and it really grabs some attention, it's kind of cool to get your story out there, and IGN picks it up and it's like, hey, by the way, fans petitioned for this movie to be continued or this to be made. It kind of makes you feel good. Anyway, guys, that's it. I made this petition for all of you Twitter fans, Facebook fans, YouTubers. If you like the story, if you think there's some merit behind it, if you have 2 minutes of your time, please sign this petition, share with all of your friends, and let's stay all positive. Like I said, sometimes I get emotional. Sometimes I get it with the fans. I do apologize. I'm just a person out there. This is my olive branch to all my Twitter fellow Expanded Universe fans out there that I might have gotten loud a little bit yesterday. So, let's all concentrate on something that we all can get behind and have appreciation for Star Wars Expanded Universe. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I really appreciate all of your patience and your support, and I'll catch you next time.